Hi, all. This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather is beautiful today. A nice warm day, little crisp, tiny wind, nice day to take a walk, nice day to be out. Nice day to be alive, to be an investor in the stock market. Always a good day for that, whether the weather is good or the weather is bad, whether the weather is sunny or rainy or cloudy, the market keeps us amused, if nothing else. To many of us, it's just a hobby. To others, it's a livelihood. To others, it's a long-term investment. To still others, it's an enigma, while some think they have it figured out. So whatever, tonight we're going to gain a little perspective on the markets, where they are today. We're going to do our recap and our wrap together because I'm coming to you later than usual. Usually I just go over the closing prices with some remarks and then come back for charts. I'm going to do it all in one shot, and I'm going to try to do it quickly. So what I'm going to do is first go through some of the closing prices of stocks that I have either talked about before or have on my watch list or own that have been up or down more than 4% today, as well as the indices. And then we're going to look at 12 particular stocks, including the Dow Jones Industrial Average, including Apple, including Netflix, including Google, including Amazon, including Facebook, including CVM, including AMRH, including ARWR, including EKSO, and I don't know what I'm missing. But we're going to talk about all those stocks and more. So do your own due diligence. As always, my opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. Seek an investment advisor before acting on any of my ideas. Let's start. I'm going to go through the averages. Dow Jones was up 0.25%. I got to skim around to do it this way. The IBB was down 0.25% today. Not too good a day for the biotechs. The IWM was up 0.6%. Not a bad day for the broader market. That represents the rut. The NASDAQ 100 up 0.25%. And the S&P we got to look at. The S&P, well, the Qs were flat on the day, yet the NASDAQ 100 was up. Strange. Qs were up only 0.06%. The SPX was up 0.37%. So mainly around 0.25% to 0.5% would be the range of the indices on the upside. The only one I mentioned on the downside is the biotech ETF IBB. Let's go through some of the big winners and big losers. I said I would do 4%. How about 3%? ACB up 3.5%. It's on a tear. ACB 9.94 at the close. It actually traded over $10 today. What else was up sharply or down sharply? AMRH, Amrh Holdings. That one, Dr. J opened the position in at 39.5 cents. I told everybody I was going to do that as I shouted it out to Greg. Right, Greg? Didn't I make that public? I said, Greg, I'm going to buy some on Monday. So I bought some on Monday, and much to my happiness, it was up 4 pennies from what I bought it at. So it closed at 0.439, up over 4 pennies. That's a big move to 0.439, up 4 cents. Amrh down 5%. I do own that one, unfortunately. I kind of think that one should run and get bought out. But yet, it doesn't seem to matter what I kind of think, because Wall Street seems to think otherwise. Down 5%, $1.03 to 1930, as Dr. J is underwater in Amazon. Amazon has been the star of the day, of the week, of the month. Ever since I sold it, it's done nothing but go up. Amazon up 1.74%, 30 points to 1742. I know it didn't hit my 3% rule, but had to mention it. It's Amazon and Apple have been double-handedly keeping the Dow up, the S&P up, keeping this rally going. It's stoking the engines. It's been the catalyst, once again, the leaders of the pack. Afria was up 6.67%. Holy pot. Pot is hot, $10.24, up 64 cents on the day. Let's see what else. Actinium, I own that one. Sadly, on a 5% loss. That's a stinger. Down 3 cents to 58 pennies. What else? What else was big movers? Biopath. I do own that one. Down 5.5%. Dr. J had a couple of zingers today. To $1.06 to a 27.79, excuse me, down $1.61. I do think we're right at support for Biopath. BTX down almost 6%, 10 cents to $1.63. That's Biotime. Here's one that I own to the upside. Conatus, CNAT, up 8.25% to 289. I'm now in the green. It's a good feeling to be in the green. I bought that twice. I told you, right? 273, 280, something like that. CRM was one of our focus stocks of the day yesterday. I said I was a little wary about going long CRM, but it didn't care as it went up 0.25%, 44 cents to 161.95. But I'd still be leery of CRM because of a little quirk in the weekly chart that I pointed out yesterday. You could check back to that video if you're curious about it, because I'm not charting it again today. Kronos up over 3%, 69 cents to 21.70, 21.69 actually. CVM up over 4%, 12 pennies to 302. We are charting that one tonight. What are the big pops? CYTK, I have to chart that one. I keep saying it. I keep forgetting to do it. Up a whopping 5.65%. One of Dr. J's biggest holdings to $8.23, 44 pennies on the day. What are the big movers? I don't see any big ones. Oh yeah, not now. I'm not going to mention that one. There's one worth mentioning. Up 78 cents, Mesoblast, Australian-based stem cell company. Yes, there is technology in Australia, on the island, on the continent, in the country. Up 18%. Wow, what a day. 516. I'm going to have to check the news on that after I'm done, because I'm curious why that big pop in a regenerative medicine company, all of which interest me. Mankind, I keep threatening to chart and keep forgetting. I forgot again tonight. It was down 2.25%, 5 cents to 2.15. NBev, New Age Beverages, a quasi marijuana play, up 7% to 5.50. What else? OCX down 4%. Biotime owns a big chunk of it. I guess that explains why Biotime's being down. So OCX down 4%, 15 pennies to 360. Oncosec up 4%, 2 pennies to 55 cents. Plug Power on a tear, up another 9%. I keep threatening to chart that one and forget all the time. So I have to remember chart Mankind, chart Plug. What else did I say I got to chart? You're not going to answer me, are you? Plug Power up 20 cents to $2.40. Let me see what else is up nicely or down nicely on the day. SEEL, Cielos, down 8% to $2.62. Cielos is a biotechnology little one company that's also presenting at the end of the month in the AACR conference. Had been on a tear up in the sixes about a week ago. Gave it all back, plus some. What else? TM up another 9.4% on a sensational run. Very big run. 49 pennies to 570. Another one that Dr. J owns. So Dr. J either got creamed or did well. So on balance, I'm probably even on the day, although I didn't check. Trove up 6%, 24 pennies to $4. Another one presenting at the AACR conference. Village Farms up a whopping 14%, $2 to $16.33. On a tear since the resumed trading. VKTX, Viking, up 64 cents. That's 8% to $8.50. I don't know what caused that pop. I should take a look afterwards to satisfy my own curiosity. So I went through the highlights of the day. I want to go through some of the charts that I find interesting, that I hope you find interesting, that will give us a hint, perhaps, of the direction of the markets and the direction of the stocks that we charted. I am a little bit cautious about the markets. I think it may be time for another little downslide. I don't know how little, but I'm getting that funny feeling in the pit of my stomach. I know it's going to sound very trite, but if it doesn't go up, it's going to go down, and I'll talk about that. And this is time to look at the charts. All right, so let's take a look. We're going to share screen. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. We're now sharing screen faster than you could say Jackie Robinson. Those of you who have been following me know all about Jackie Robinson. Okay, so the Dow Jones Industrial Averages had a solid green candle, which is, you would think, a pretty good day, but it didn't take out the high of yesterday, I don't think. High of yesterday, 25,927. The high today, 25,924. So just missed. Don't like that. It didn't make a new high and it didn't make a new low. It was a positive day, It was a green day. You won't find a touch of a shadow in there. It opened and closed. It opened and closed and has no shadow, upward shadow or downward shadow. So from the open, it didn't move down, it moved straight up. And from the high, it didn't move any further up. Very peculiar day. Let me just check that open. The open was 25,721. The low is 25,721. You're not going to find too many days that the Dow did that. Occasionally. So it didn't move down from the open and didn't move up from the high. And it closed at the high. Very interesting day. Is this a bad day? No, but I'm not overly jubilant about it. In fact, the Dow has been slowing in terms of doji, and then 2 days of limited range. The range was how big? 25,721 to 25,924. That's not that bad. That's 200 points, the range. It's not a very big range at all for the Dow, though. So we've been having diminished range and not such great volume outside of yesterday. I'm a little cautious on the Dow. I didn't like the weekly on a lot of stocks, including the Dow, I think. So based on the weekly from putting in engulfing candles in a lot of different indices, I'm a little bit nervous. I'd like to see it, I'd love to see it continue on to this level here, take out 26,241. That would make me feel a lot better. I know we're not far away from that. Let it go up another 300 points, please, so Dr. J can exhale. Otherwise, if it doesn't, it's going to go down. That's what I was talking about. If it doesn't go up 300 points within, like, by the end of the week, maybe, by the end of this week, I think we're in for a pullback once again to that 25,000 area or slightly below. bpth. I know it sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. If it doesn't go up, it's going to go down. And I said that, didn't I? But I said it with a constraint. I said by the end of the week, right? By the end of the week. Biopath. All right, so Biopath hit that 40 area and came back down after going to 73 last, let's see, 3.7, whenever that was. So since it made that big move and came back down to earth, it's been trading in this range between 40 and let's call it 27. So 27 to 40 is really where I see the trading range. It's very 13-point trading range. I think we're at support now. So I think there's not a bad time to get in, take a shot. If it goes down, I don't know, it depends how you want to play it. I would play it as a swing trade all the way up to 39. So if you go in at 28, you're looking for 11 points. And I'd probably put a stop in at, I don't know, that's the thing. I'd probably put a stop in at the open here, about 30. No, at about 22.30, about 22.98. Let's call it 23. Okay, so enter at 28, stop at 23, $5. Look to get 39, $11. That's a 2-to-1 shot. That's my kind of bet. I like 2-to-1 shots on swing trades. Of course, You might want to wait a little longer if you think it's going to go down to the offering price, which was 25.50. So you might want to wait for 25.50 and play it that way. And it might happen, or it might not happen. Hard to say. Usually, when it is close to the offering, it will come down to that offering price. But you can't tell for sure. Usually doesn't mean definitely. Voyager, I drew the line of support perfectly as if I had a crystal ball yesterday. Last night, on Sunday night, I drew what I thought would be support right here. Did it not almost come down exactly to that level before bouncing up? I mean, it's really like my crystal ball is working. So I think we've tested support. I think we go up from here on Voyager. Voyager, I don't think we'll care about the Dow, the NASDAQ, the IBB, or anything else. I think it's got a mind of its own. I think it's a beast to be. Exo. This one, Jigglypuff's request from last night. I charted it and I told Jiggly, along with everyone else, that I thought it would trade in a small range over the next few days, maybe the entire week even, because of this triangle that it's coming to an apex right here. So I pointed out yesterday that I thought it would do more or less this kind of thing, and maybe for a few more days before either breaking out to the upside or the downside. You got the coin. I'm not sure which way it's going to break out, but Jiggly likes it, so I'm going to bet to the upside. I'm going to go with my man Jiggly here. It's just a question of time. I think may take its time. Maybe by the end, maybe by Friday. It's narrowing every day, right? I think the range of these candles will narrow as well until almost the last day, maybe right around here, 321, something like that. So we'll have to sit tight, be in a little more suspense for a little while longer. ARWR. I'm going to close some of these windows. I got too many windows open. Close that one. Close this one. Close that one. All right, so EXO is the last one we looked at. Arrowhead. I expressed some caution. I said better to watch this one than to trade it, because I really wasn't sure. The weekly was a little weak. It's following its trend line nicely, though. So, you know, it's okay to go into this one if you want to. You know, it's one that I own, and I feel comfortable owning it. And I do think that this triangle will ultimately decide it one way or the other. And I do think it'll decide it to the upside. But I'm a little leery due to the weekly chart. I think you might be able to pick it up a little cheaper, let's say 839, 1839, this level of support, or maybe even all the way down here at 1760. So if you're waiting for a bargain, you might get one. If you don't care about the bargain, you're a long-term investor, now looks like a fine time to buy. Apple. Still loading slowly. Apple has been one of the most consistent stocks over the last 2 weeks, moving up nicely from the lows of 166 to the high today of 188.39. Very nicely. Looking like it wants 195. That's what I said yesterday. I said Apple wants 195. I think it may get it. It definitely may get it. If the market turns sour, then it won't get it. But otherwise, I like if the market continues on and the Dow takes out that key level that I pointed out, this will reach 195 probably by the end of the week. So I could see it making a 7-point move by the end of the week. It could just go up 2 points, up 2 points, up 2 points, up 2 points, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there you got it. So I could easily see that happening. On the downside, you have wonderful support here at 166, but you don't want to see that happen, do you? Neither do I. All right, let's look at Facebook. Facebook is a problem stock, down $5 today, 3.46%. I think I missed that in my recap. But look at the chart. It's ugly from just 311 when it was 174.30. It's dropped 14 points in not too many days. Actually, most of that came over the last 3 days. Four trading days ago was 174. Now it's 160. Right at support. It bounced off support. It bounced off where it was supposed to bounce off. So maybe if you want to play it for a turnaround, it's okay to buy at this level and put in a tight stop below the 50 days somewhere, because if it gets below the 50-day, it's probably going to fill the gap all the way down here at 151. So be careful. You want to trade it. Maybe it's an ideal time to go long. Tight stop. If you're wrong, what do you lose? If you're right, you get all these points right back. 174 right back. That would be really nice. So it might be actually terrible chart, but it might be a good time to play it. Sounds strange that I'm saying terrible chart, but go low, but an excellent swing trade to the upside, because it's all about odds, right? It's all about odds. You go in at 160.50 and you get out at 174. You made 14 points on your money, willing to risk. Maybe you go in at 160.50. Maybe you set a stop at 158. You're only willing to risk like 2 points to make 14. That's 14 to 2 or 7 to 1. I like those odds. True, it's a long shot, but it's long shots happen, and then you get paid off handsomely. So Facebook might be a very interesting swing trade. Amazon.com. I always get upset about this one. You know why? Because I told you already. I'm not going to tell you again. It's just got a beautiful chart. What can I say? It looks like it's going to challenge that double top, which I talked about for months, at 1780. Probably take it out if the market continues up. So if you think the market is going to continue up, I'm telling you it's a little iffy. But if you think it's going to continue up, buy Amazon.com, because it's going to take out that double top. right here, if the market continues up. So this is another one of those ifs that'll go up unless it'll go down unless it goes up. Or it'll go up unless it goes down, one or the other. Is it a good gamble? I guess so, because you could put in a tight stop. You could put in a stop at the low of the day yesterday, let's say, or the low of the day 2 days ago. That would be let's say 17. I would put in a stop at 17, looking for 1780. It's about an even money shot. You know, it's nothing like as exciting as a Facebook trade. Kind of like the Facebook trade. I might even do it. 7-to-1, baby. 7-to-1 is like horse racing odds. You can't even get that in the casino. I guess you can if you play, what do you got to play? Play Yo. Yo, they pay off. What did I pay off on Yo in the casino? 15-to-1, I think they pay on Yo. What are they supposed to pay? There's 2 ways against 36, 18 against 1. They should be 17-to-1, but they pay 15-to-1, right? Something like that. Okay, what are we looking at now? Netflix? Netflix, I didn't like the candles the last 3 days. They're all dojis and they're all falling down at the end of the day. It's like London Bridge is falling down. I know it's making progress in the right direction and it's climbing its trend line like it's supposed to do. But there's something about Netflix that bothers me. If it doesn't bother you, stay with it because it is going up. So it's going in the right direction. Would not be my favorite FANG. Google, another star. I forgot about Google. It's a star. Now, the last few days, not so good. Ending in 3 red candles in a row and a gravestone doji today. Indicative of a turnaround to the downside. Maybe it tests this low of 1123. Possibly. I don't like the chart on Google. Of all the FANGs, Google and Netflix look to be the weakest. Of course, Facebook doesn't look great, but it looks like at least it looks like an interesting swing trade. One that you'll probably lose on, but not too much money. How's that? You lose a little to make a lot. I always like that. Risk a little, and also you don't have to risk that much if you're going to make that a lot. Well, that's not exactly true, unless you play options. CVM. CVM. It turned in a positively negative day. Another red candle, but up sharply from yesterday, 4.14%. I just don't like the candle. I don't like it. I don't like these 3 red candles in a row. I don't like what the heck happened at the close yesterday. The $3, what should have been 3 became 2.90. I do like the long shadow, the long bottom shadow. So it tried to sell off more and failed. So that I do like. It came back up towards the end of the day. There's some parts of it that aren't terrible, but it seems to me like it's in this trading range and is not anxious to break out of the 319 double top. So we have a double top at 319. Get through that, and you're probably looking at 350 prior to data. The data readout is the thing. And probably the 50-day will serve nicely as support as it curves up to maybe about 290. So the way it looks to me right now, I think we're not going anywhere until data. And I don't know how long that's going to take. So maybe it'll trade between 290 and 319. That's most likely what's going to happen. I don't know why it's not breaking through. Positive news will send this thing to the moon. So don't ask me why it isn't higher. It should be higher. I just don't think it's going to be until data. So I think that, you know, kind of treads water here. That's how it looks. Treading water until data. AMRH. Very nice curvature. I like this concavity. It's starting to become very clear that we're in a strong uptrend. And that's one of the reasons Dr. J got in. The other reason is Greg likes this one. Greg told me about this one a while ago. I should have listened earlier, but Greg, I listened today, so good luck on this one. Good luck to both of us. It looks very strong. The chart looks very strong, and you love the fundamentals, Greg. So let's hope the cloud computing venture with Google happens and propels this to the moon, Greg, to the moon. So I think we went through what we had to go through in terms of the charts, in terms of the closing prices. So at this point, there's nothing left to do but what? What's left to do? I guess we stop screen sharing and wait for the camera to come back. No, I don't have to wait. Camera's slow. Verizon is slow. I don't know if it's a bandwidth issue, if it's a computer issue. I don't care. I mean, you like Dr. J no matter what, right? Doesn't matter about production quality. I sure hope my audio is better, though. I didn't even like listening to the replay when I heard that screech at the beginning. Please, blue ice. What is with my microphone? Supposed to be a very good microphone. All right, so this has been Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, share the link, write comments, please, and give me a thumbs up. If you can figure out how to give me 2 thumbs up, give it to me. Take care, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Hope you benefit from it. Hope you have some great success trading. Ciao.